So this is one of the most highly rated, most anticipated, highly favored episodes in which we discuss the law of attraction and how it works.
I said that, yeah, I said that, yeah,
Fancy Bookwriter.
So there is a lot of spiritual jargon in which people talk about the law of attraction and how you manifest stuff and how you attract things in your life. But they make it seem so magical. They make it seem so metaphysical. They make it seem so distant and so guru-like that it's like cringe. And most of the time when these people talk about it, it's like they're putting on a show. They're trying to look so spiritual. They got like this garment, this robe, as if they've been like meditating in the Andes Mountains for 15 years, right? I've been meditating in my room for 25 years and possibly obtained more spirituality than these gurus claim that they're talking about. No shade, just keeping it real. That a lot of ambiguity exists within that community and that particular subject, to where hardworking, traditional people really can't understand nor comprehend exactly what they're talking about because they make it sound like some voodoo shit. We're not talking about voodoo here. We're not talking about some magical thing that doesn't have any real conception in the real world here. We're talking about practical applications and spirituality discussed in a manner that you can understand exactly how it relates to everyday life. Now, let's get these things figured out first. What is spirituality? Spirituality derives from the word spirit. Your spirit is the overall energy that encompasses the physical body that you reside in. So everybody has a physical body and everybody has energy that encompasses that body. So your essence is the relationship between your physical self and the energetic self, right? You need energy to move, you need energy to talk, you need energy to think, that encompasses the totality of your being. And spirituality and the verb of being spiritual, right, is the act of harnessing that relationship for optimal growth as an individual. That's all it is. It's harnessing the energy that encompasses your body for optimal growth of an individual. Now, in many different regards, that optimal growth can be very drastic. It almost has no bounds. Just like you can start shooting 3-pointers and eventually you might be good, but you may not even make the NBA. Even if you could beat everybody in a pickup basketball game, that doesn't mean that you're making the NBA, because there's levels. And you can go to a high school level, a college level, then you can go to a level in which you could play overseas, go to China, Stephen Marbury, or you can make it to the NBA, top tier level. And then within the NBA, there's top tier levels within that. And every level you get to, the differences become more subtle and subtle. It's like you can't really obviously determine and discern exactly why someone might be so good at something until you look at it in a microscope and see that every little detail of that they're doing right. But those little details add up, and next thing you know, you pulling up from the half court like Steph Curry. Ugh. I mean, and it seems like magic, but it actually has a tangible, practical, physical application, and it's not metaphysical as we speak. So that's what spirituality is. Metaphysical is generally, in my view, physical things that aren't obvious, right? So like you have an intuition. It's a physical process governed why you might be intuitive, but it's not very obvious. So we use a word and we call it metaphysical. And that's only a word derived from Western science because the physical world we haven't fully understood yet. So we think that the limits of the physical world has these current confines based on what we currently know. And if you step outside of those confines, we're like, oh, it's metaphysical. It's metaphysical. Oh, don't believe him. It's metaphysical. It's just beyond your understanding. So those two things must be understood to have a basis on what I'm going to say next. So, attraction, law of attraction, manifesting. What is manifesting? What is manifesting, first of all? Everybody, I'm going to manifest this, I'm going to manifest that, I'm going to manifest that. Yo, I might manifest slapping you. It's like, no. But manifesting is very simple definition, in my view. It's very simple. Manifesting is a change in reality. So what does that mean? That means that you are always manifesting because your reality is always changing. This is called the polymorphism of reality. I wrote a whole thesis on this. Anyway, changing your reality is manifesting. So you're manifesting whether you like it, whether you don't like it, whether you're aware of it, whether you're not aware of it. Everybody's manifesting. So what does it mean when you say, I manifested that? That means that you are in conscious control of what you are manifesting. So it's not just the act of manifesting, it's in conscious control of what you're manifesting. So when you say, I'm gonna manifest some pussy, I'm gonna manifest a new house, I'm gonna manifest $100 million. You are trying to manifest it in a manner that, one, is favorable and beneficial, but two, you are in conscious control of that. So that's where manifesting comes in, because what good is manifesting if you aren't in control of it? That's the key. So how can you control manifesting? Well, I'll say this. Your body is composed of atoms. Cells are composed of molecules, and these molecules break down to atoms. Atoms are composed of subatomic particles, right? And these subatomic particles have smaller subatomic particles, right? Like, I'm not going to get into the names, quarks, and all types of quantum physics phenomena that goes on. And all of that is composed of energy, which exists in the form of either particles or waves, sometimes both, right? Doesn't matter. We're going to call that energy. I'm not going to get into the whole science of it. I'm not going to get into a physics lesson. I'm going to say that it's composed of energy. So the air around you is also composed of molecules, and which is composed of energy, right? Everything in this world that you can perceive and know has any definite structure or state of existence is composed of energy. Energy interacts with other forms of energy, all right? Kind of common sense the way you say it. Energy interacts with other forms of energy, but the interaction is governed by one thing: vibration or vibratory state. So, vibration, what does that mean? Vibration. It sounds like I'm just throwing out a word that I heard on TikTok. So, your vibration is the rate in which the energetic state changes or alters. So, it can expand, contract. Well, if it expands slow, contracts slow, if it moves here, that is a change of its energetic state. It went from here, and then it went back here. And if it does it slow, that's a low rate of vibration. If it ping pongs, then that's a high rate of vibration. So we have these vibratory states that interact predicated upon vibrational state. So what does that mean? What that means is that there is a universal component of energy that in certain vibrational states, they behave the same way, right? So heat, for example, if you have cheese and you want to eat a pizza and you want to put it in a microwave, you basically are melting the cheese. But what's happening on a molecular level, on an energetic level, when you put that pizza in the microwave? Heat is a form of electromagnetism that changes the vibrational state of molecules. So when the vibrational state of the heat affects the cheese changes its energetic state and it turns it into a different molecular configuration, which manifests as melting. So different vibrational states affect different molecules or matter in different ways, depending on the assortment of the energy. So everything that exists has different vibrational states in which it can exist on. Let me lock in. Let me lock in. Chat, we gonna lock in, chat. We gonna lock in today, chat. Now, when we have these different vibrational states, and we know, based on what I said, because what I said is true, that the vibrational states affect and is directly proportional to the state in which the energy exists in. So what about humans, and how does this relate to manifesting? I want to manifest a house. What does a cheese pizza have to do with me manifesting a house? That's the $1 million question. Okay, well, we already established that humans are arranged and composed of energy. And everything in the universe is arranged and composed of energy. And we know that energy interacts with other energy in correspondence to its vibrational state. So, when a human, a person, is in a particular vibrational state, then they correspond to other things on the same vibrational state. And in the spiritual world, we call that law of attraction. You attracted that. Hold up. Now let me see, what's this? Media.
Fancy Bookwriter.
Yeah, bang, that's a bar. You know what I mean? I'm learning this podcasting shit. You know what I mean? Let me get another one. Just for the, you know what I mean? Just for the
Fancy
road.
Bookwriter.
Bang. That's a bar. So when it's a bar, we gonna hit you with the, you know what I mean? Fancy book, right? Anyway, so we wanna manifest something that's on our same vibrational state. The universe exists in a configuration that is segregated by vibrational states. So in humans, your vibrational state is determined by one key factor. That key factor is emotions. We have emotions. Humans have emotions. And each version of emotion have different vibrational states. You have what's low emotions, right? Depressed, pity, despair, anguish, sadness, low vibrational states. Then you have joy, peace, happiness, tranquility, ecstasy, high vibrational states. So what that means is that there's more energy at a high vibrational state than a low vibrational state because it's moving faster. There's more energy if I'm going 200 miles an hour in my Model S, flex on my X in my Model S. There's more vibrational energy if I'm going 200 miles an hour than I'm going 30, right? So we can understand that from that perspective. So what determines whether you stay at a vibrational state? Your emotions plus mindset and thoughts. And thoughts, emotions is a form of thought. So you exist in different thought frequencies or vibratory state. So frequency is just a fancy word for saying like what vibrational state. Frequency is how frequent are you vibrating? You dig what I'm saying? That's where you heard the word frequency. Nobody ever explains this shit. I gotta explain everything because they don't explain this shit to you. They be like, listen to me because I said so. I'm like, yo, what you mean? So I'm about to break all this shit down, cuz. We gonna break it down today. James Brown, we breaking down. So frequency is your frequency, your rate of vibration, right? And your overall frequency is your wavelength. Your wavelength is like, boom, what's your average frequency over time? Over time. Like this is physics too. Like the same kind of terms correlates to physics. Like boom, frequency over time equals like wavelength. I could be using that wrong. Anyway, frequency, wavelength, right? So your vibratory state and your mind state and your rate of vibration is controllable by control over your emotions, right? So if you're always sad, if you're always depressed, then you will attract circumstances that are aligned with your vibrational state because the universe method of communication is vibratory state. So you might say like, whoa, how does that affect the outside world? Like, how can I affect the outside world? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. There's an outside world out there. And I hate to burst your bubble. But there's no outside world out there. There's none. That's false. False. Okay. Now I just dropped the bombshell on you niggas. Why is that false? It's false because the outside world that you consider outside, external to you, has been interpreted and filtered through your lens of perception. I'm gonna say that again. It has been interpreted and filtered through your lens of perception. Therefore, it's you, nigga. It's a reflection of the internal world. Let me make a point here. If I am a distrustful ass nigga, I don't trust nobody, I'm gonna find every person in the external world that is distrustful. And finding those people, you could say I manifested it. That's another word for manifesting it, right? If I buy a red car, a red Honda Accord, if I buy a red Honda Accord, once you buy the car and you're happy about the car, yay, I bought it, or you're mad about the car, it doesn't matter. You are programming yourself to now associate yourself being in a red Honda Accord. Every car on the road you're gonna see is a red Honda Accord. You're gonna notice all the red Honda Accords. You're like, holy shit, I noticed this now because you are looking at it. So there's no such thing as was it already there? Who cares? It's only what you focus on, is what you know. What your focus is on is where your vibratory state is dominant. And that's how you attract things. That's why some people can attract opportunity and some people attract oppression. Because there is a vibratory state in which you live in or think about. And I'm going to tell you about the 3 ways that can affect your vibratory state, because I know what y'all about to hit me. I can feel it already. Y'all about to say I'm about to victim blame and shit. I can feel it. I'm psychic. I can hear critics saying, yo, he about to victim blame. No, I want to stay a victim. No, we ain't going to do that. So I'm going to get to the 3 reasons in a second, because I can read them out. I know what y'all about to do. Some of y'all, most of y'all, all of y'all. So when you, like, let's say you focus on opportunities, you're thinking on an opportune mental model. That mental model is filled with your emotions and your thoughts. That becomes your wavelength of thinking over time, over a long period of time. That wavelength of thinking changes the outside world because all you see is opportunity now. So when you see that opportunity, one might say, well, did the opportunities increase or decrease? Well, if you're the perceiver and this is your life, then if you change your mental model to opportune vibratory state, then yes, the outside world changed. And you manifested that. And one might say, like a science person might say, well, actually, I measured it and it stayed the same. I measured the levels of opportunity and it stayed the same. But guess what? That's because from your perception, you're looking at this as neutral. You're not picking a side, brother. You're being objective, which is cool if you want to understand how things work, but it's not cool if you want to manifest. You got to be biased if you want to manifest. I'm not saying that there aren't objective facts. Of course there are. I'm saying pick the side for your personal life to manifest. We're talking about manifesting and law of attraction in this episode. We're not talking about objective fact. We're talking about manifesting. So to manifest, you have to have your mind on a certain frequency, right? I didn't forget about the 3 things that cause vibratory states. Now, we're going to flip this and say, okay, if we're talking about manifesting and we're talking about frequency in your life, then why does it have to involve hard work? Why can't I manifest instantly like these gurus would have you believe? They'll tell you, no, just think about it. Think about it. You'll manifest it. You'll find they'll tell women, you'll find a man in your dreams without even leaving the house. No, it don't work like that. You know why? Because the 3 things I'm about to tell you of how you change your vibratory state. The first method of changing your vibratory state is repetition. Repetition can work for you or against you. So if you tell yourself bad things every day, eventually it's going to get in your consciousness, and that consciousness is going to govern your vibratory state. Your conscious state of existence is going to govern it. So the bad things you tell yourself adds up over time. That's why wavelength is frequency over time, and it becomes your wavelength. So what that means is that if you tell yourself good things, positive things, that becomes your wavelength over time. But key word, frequency over time. So you're not instantly manifesting, ooh, boom, a new house, oh my God, a new car. No, it takes time for you to get into that vibratory state, right? It takes time. So whoever tells you instantly do this, no, it takes time. It's only instant once you are so embedded in that frequency that it becomes a belief. We'll get in that in a second. Repetition is one, and you could self-program in any way possible. What you watch, what you eat, who you hang around, your environment, all repetition. If you have been in an impoverished environment your whole life, then you might be programmed by that environment. Repetition over time. But that's not the only way to change your vibratory state. There are other ways. Another way is trauma. Trauma. A traumatic event can, boom, put you in either a positive state or a negative state, depending on how you view it, how you brand that traumatic experience. So if you get in a car crash and you nearly die, you could have an appreciation for life now, depending on how you choose your mental model to view it. And that could, boom, snap you into appreciation, snap you into gratitude, snap you into living and loving life. Or you could get in a traumatic situation and now that cripples you because you have a fear of that. So all of these things are contingent upon your prior beliefs, your prior environment, your prior repetition. If you have decent repetition that is in a good fashion, and a traumatic event kind of makes you live to the repetition in terms of affirmations and gratitude, that could be a good thing. But if you had bad repetitions, bad self-talk, you talk about yourself in a negative fashion, over time you get into a traumatic event that could snap you into deep depression for a long time. That's happened. I've been depressed. I've been depressed before. I've seen depression. I've been to the other side. That's what the gurus, they don't tell you. They think life's perfect. No, I've been depressed. Know what it feels like. I could smell it. You feel me? Like, it's you stuck in that joint. And then the last form of changing your vibratory state is quantum leaping. Quantum leaping. Quantum leaping. Quantum leap. What's a quantum leap? A quantum leap is Nike. Give me a sponsor. You know what I mean? Give me a sponsor for this. Just do it. And that's just, you either got it or not. Some people can just do it. It's hard to explain. You just quantum leap your way. You see something, you like it, boom, I'm getting it. Some people get motivated, self-motivated from one little thing. Boom, quantum leap, I'm in. You could tell certain people, maybe 1 out of 10,000 people, man, let's be positive. They be like, all right, bet, boom, positive. It's a good book. Positive, boom. Yo, like, level up, boom, level up. Like, we talking Kobe Bryant, fourth quarter. He need to make a shot, boom, make button. He has a make button. Michael Jordan, quantum leap, nigga, I need to win the game. He has a win button. Go, boom, win, boom, over. Tom Brady, win, quantum leap, win. I need to manifest a win, boom, do it. Like, only 1 out of 10,000 humans are able to do this. Maybe even less these days. But that's a quantum leap. I need it done, it's getting done. I need a crib, I'm getting a crib. Boom, I'm getting it. I'm doing it. This is top entrepreneurs. This is top business people. This is top fucking athletes. Boom, I need it, I get it. Not even elite athletes. We're talking about elite of the elite. Elite of the elite businessmen. I need it, I got it. Boom, it's happening. I need to grab this number. Oh, my swag gonna be crazy today. I need pussy. Like, I'ma tag this joint today. Like, I need it. She, I'm gonna put on the swag. She gonna like me today. Today she gonna like me. Quantum leap into it. You can't explain it. Either you can relate from my words or you just don't got it. Unfortunately. And most people don't got it. It's okay. It's okay. The most common way to change your reality is from repetition. Why? You want to know why? Like, niggas want to know why. I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because you either believe something or you don't on a continuum. This is non-belief, this is belief, and it's like a continuation towards how strongly you believe something. It's like a hard conviction on this side. On this side, you don't believe shit. So repetition only makes you believe. That's all you need. That's all it comes down to. Trauma can make you believe. Quantum leap can jump into belief. But repetition is the most common way in order to get you to belief. So in my view, belief is no more than a series of programming. That's all belief is. It's programming. Most people's belief, they don't even know why they believe it because they're not even aware of their programming. If you self-program, then you know why you believe everything that you believe. But if you don't self-program and reality programs you, society programs you, the TV program programs you, social media programs you, school, academia, college, teachers, family, church, if they just program you, you ain't gonna know where the hell your beliefs come from. Your beliefs is at other people's disposal if you're of that personality. And that's most people. That was never me. I'm gonna keep it real. That was never me. But a lot of people have been like that. And that's not shameful because it's very common. But the fact of the matter is that programming is only good to get your belief system up. If your belief system can't get to this point, more programming. until you get it. Because most of the time you have to erase all of the old programming in order to get to the new programming. You have to delete shit first. Most people don't need to overwrite. They need to delete this shit first. And then you can go to a belief, right? And here's one thing about belief with the human mind. After 25 years of meditation, I've gained access to the deepest confines of the human mind. Belief is not force. This is not belief. Belief is quiet. So belief is about not there being like a million things on your mind. When you believe it, belief is one thought with no contradictory thoughts. That's what belief is. All of the other shit has been deprogrammed out, and you have one little thing in there, and that's belief. It's like one little pebble in the ocean, and the ocean is clear, no fish, no nothing else. That's what belief is. And you can get to it through your repetition into your subconscious mind, programs that, and it goes to your conscious mind, and now it's embodied by the way you live. That's when you truly believe something, right? You believe so much that you don't even have to think about it no more. Like, you see people argue, and when people argue and get emotional and get like, oh my God, no, you're wrong. You know what that means? That they don't believe it. They're still trying to convince themselves. They're still trying to program themselves, and they're mad that you're interrupting their programming. If people truly believe stuff, people like, they don't really get defensive about shit. For instance, like, if I say, yeah, the sky really is orange, it ain't blue, the sky's orange, like, you ain't gonna argue with me, because that'd be foolish. Because you believe that so deeply that it's not even worth having a discussion for, because me challenging that idea is not an internal threat, but it's an internal threat to you if you truly are still in the programming stage. And we can always program different beliefs, right? You should always be self-programming. What you watch, who you're around, what you talk about, what you talk to yourself about, you know what I mean? All of that programs the mind. And the $1 million question is, what the hell does belief have to do with manifesting? Like, come on, bro. You that's a reach. Like the toothbrush, you reaching. Like, what? How is that connected to each other? Well, that's a good question. So, the reason why it's connected is because the universe has a vibratory state, and a set of life possibilities only exists on certain vibratory states. So look at life as almost like string theory. It's not quite. There's some things that string theory ain't really get, but like imagine it as a string, and your particular vibratory state is where that level comes in, and you attract yourself like a quantum entanglement. You're entangled quantumly to a circumstance that is only enabled to be possible based on your vibratory state. So let's use an example. You have a very low vibratory state in this example. Your vibratory state is like sad, despair, full of anger, full of hate. You hate yourself. There is a net possibilities for you of things that are possible in that vibratory state and things that are very almost impossible from that vibratory state, right? Very improbable. And the things that are possible are you not liking people, you meeting people you don't like. Things that are probable are you getting denied for loans, people giving you dirty looks. That is your reality. The reason why that's reality, because you're not looking at yourself from the outside. If you're depressed, if you're full of hate, other people on a subconscious level sense that and treat you accordingly, and that limits your opportunity. Because what good is opportunity in this world if you have zero cooperation? There is no opportunity without cooperation. You can't get rich or manifest anything without cooperation from humans. Other humans live in this world. And without the vibratory state of alignment with these other humans, you will get no opportunity because 90% of the opportunities exist just from humans being a gatekeeper. If you get pulled over by the cops, right? And you out here and you looking like you hate cops, you giving off that energy as if you don't like cops. In your mind, you might be like, this is justified. I seen cops shoot people online. So therefore you adopt a vibratory state that you hate cops. And on a subconscious level, he senses it, so he treats you. He say, all right, I'm gonna give you a reason, little nigga. I'm gonna give you a reason why you should hate cops, right? And you don't even realize the circumstances that you manifested because of your vibratory state. So let me add this one point. Most of your vibratory state is subconscious. Like 90%, it depends on how self-aware you are, but 99%, even more so, of your vibratory state and energy is subconscious, picked up by other people's subconscious. So people are like, I don't even like this nigga. The energies don't align on a subconscious level that you may not even be conscious of. And the only way you can get out of that is self-awareness. To deprogram, it requires self-awareness. Self-awareness is the same thing as deprogramming, because once you're aware of something, you don't give credence to it if it's unfavorable. You're like, damn, I do that. As soon as you notice you do that, you notice every time, right? Because now you're aware of that. But the problem is that most people only have like less than 1% self-awareness. They have no idea how their subconscious mind works. So because they're not self-aware, they have no or a small inability to change their current conditions because they're not self-aware. So now back to the examples. Now that we know this operation happens on a subconscious level before people say, well, guess what, man? I didn't think that I hated cops. Well, you watch videos all day that said you hated cops. You thought your conscious energy was civilized and everything, but your subconscious energy gave off a bad vibe. And same with the cop. The cop pulled you over, like, damn, like this another, like he had biases too on a subconscious level, perhaps. So the only way that can harmonize two situations is if your energy is powerful enough. But remember, low vibrational energy isn't more powerful than high vibrational energy. So it's easier for a high vibrational person to pull up a low vibrational person than it is for a low vibrational person to pull down a high vibrational person. And let me make this clear. Riches and money is not always correlated to your vibratory state. You could be born into money and to be an evil motherfucker, or you could be poor and have a high vibrational state. It depends on your personal preferences. It depends on your personal preferences. Believe it or not, there are rich, elite people who don't like money. It's like hard to fathom. You're like, no way, that's not true. That can't be true. No, they don't like money. They're depressed. Some, not all of them, but a lot of people with a lot of money are still depressed because they didn't value the money. They valued maybe the relationships, and they don't have that genuine, that's a whole story. But it ain't what you seem. You have preconceived notions that has to be deprogrammed out. And every time you say something that isn't validated with actual experience or verified objective information, you gotta deprogram that out. Oh my God, if he's rich, he must be a good person. Or some people say if he's rich, he must be a bad person. You don't know jack shit. You don't know anything about that. You don't know details, so you can't generalize like that. So, just to make that point, that it's not correlated with money per se. It can be, but not necessarily. Now, back to the situation where we have subconscious energy. If you are in a sad, low vibratory state, what ends up happening is that your opportunities from a personal standpoint already are lower. But now your circumstances of possibilities of what could happen from an opportunity standpoint is lower, because you can't even see opportunities in your reality. You can't even see it. You only focus on the negative. So you cannot manifest something that you view as a positive thing for yourself if your entire focus is on the negative aspects. Does that make sense? Is that metaphysical? Right? People say, oh my God, you attracted that. It's metaphysical. I'm magic. I'm a genie. Like, no, that's common sense, right? It's physical. It's not metaphysical. This is physical. This is the way your neurology, your biochemistry, and your physiology interacts with the world. Neuroscience will show you and tell you that visualizing a positive output, a positive outcome, a positive circumstance, a positive scenario is good for your well-being. Fuck, you want to visualize yourself losing? You think winners sit up here visualizing themselves losing, right? So it's a mental game that you're in control of. If you have discipline, and how you develop discipline is repetition. You don't snap into discipline unless you're a quantum leaper. You feel me? Shout out to my fellow quantum leapers, but I bet ain't no quantum leapers in the chat. A quantum leaper would listen to this chat, and after the first word, they're like, boom, got it. So they didn't even make it to this far. So I'm pretty sure there's not many quantum leapers in this chat. Comment if you're a quantum leaper, but I'm just saying I don't know if there are. You feel me?
Fancy Bookwriter.
So it's a bar. So essentially, you have to make sure that your focus is on things that make sense. They has to make sense, right? So in other words, repetition yourself into a positive mindset, which will change the circumstances in which you can see. And then changing your mindset is a form of manifestation itself. And that's how the law of attraction works. And the last point I want to go over is the notion of hard work. Hard work. Everybody's like, yo, like the entrepreneurs, but I busted my ass. I busted my ass for 15 years. Law of attraction isn't real. I busted my ass and you need hard work to do it. No, you're right though. You're right. You need what you would consider hard work. But that's only because hard work happens to result in the repetition needed for you to have that belief. After you did all that hard work and you became a successful entrepreneur, that work don't feel hard no more, huh? You feel me? That money come a little easy now, huh? You feel me? If you Elon Musk, you might make $100 million a day now, huh? It come a little easier now. Like if you broke, manifesting 100 million for 99.9% of people won't happen in your whole lifetime. But once you already rich, then the money comes kind of easy. They don't tell you about that part, how easy it come after you're there. That's not hard work no more. What changed? Did you build this hard work? No, the only thing that changed was the belief. People believed you and your reality changed as a result. When you have strong beliefs, that strong, then your reality changes that fast. You theoretically can quantum leap into that. And some people do. Some people quantum leap into a Powerball, and don't get me wrong, they quantum leap their ass right out of it in like less than 3 years, but they quantum leap themselves right in it. Some people quantum leap themselves into crypto billions. Some people quantum leap themselves into being right in business on the first fucking try. Some people quantum leap themselves into like pussy with a little bad bitch. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, don't act like quantum leapers don't exist out here. Now, maintaining the ability to quantum leap is another thing, but they only needed that subconscious to be clicked, right? And sometimes it takes hard work to get there. Most of the time, I would advocate hard work at repetition, no matter what it takes. But you don't have to always call it hard work. You don't have to call it hard work like Floyd Mayweather. Hard work. You know what I mean? He hitting the bag, hard work. He love this shit, man. You gotta realize these niggas love this shit. So to them, it's normal. It's not even hard work. It's maybe technically hard work, but it's something that they love. And it's easier to have repetition on a long period of time that would make you manifest if you like what you do. It's only hard work if you don't like this shit, right? So that's where the law of attraction comes in. The universe exists in levels of vibratory states. And for the human experience and the human perception, it's divided up amongst vibratory states. And your vibratory state is determined by your emotional well-being. And now in America, we're at a state, no pun intended, where people's vibratory states are at an all-time low. A lot of people are depressed, distracted, not knowing what they want to do because there's been a loss of focus. And that loss of focus makes them subject to people programming them instead of you programming yourself. And now people who in their bones may not want to be rich is being convinced that being rich is like their life goal. When that's not you. You don't want to be rich. You cool with $70,000 in a fucking surfboard in Hawaii, kicking back and enjoying the waves. That might be you, but you watching all these Instagram posts and social media and TikToks, and now they got you chasing a business and you're not even a business guy. That's not even who you are. So money don't always equal that. You have to know who you are. And the only way you can know who you are is through self-awareness. And what is a accelerant to manifesting and to increase your self-awareness so you can manifest, for me, it's been meditation. Meditation is the key. Meditation is the ultimate form of self-discovery, self-awareness, right? Self-determination. So that's for me. Some people it might be something else. I do believe that meditation should be a baseline. And after about 7 years, you'll find something clicks. Like, holy shit, like I'm in control of my vibratory state. Therefore, you could always be happy. And you don't have to have $300 million to do it. Now, things can change. Maybe one day you wake up and you're like, all right, time to get this millions. But that's not always everybody's path. So social media will make you think that the only things that you should be manifesting is money. No, you can manifest good health, right? You can manifest good relationships. You can manifest positive outcomes and experiences in all different categories. It doesn't have to just be financial, but social media shows people cars and Ferraris. I used to love like supercars when I was a kid. I don't give a fuck about no supercar right now. Like give me my Model S. You know what I mean? A little X maybe. You know what I mean? And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But that's where it starts. And there's a definitive interaction between the universe, right? And that interaction between the universe locks you and caps your opportunity. And if it caps your opportunity, then you won't experience certain shit. And if you want to experience certain shit, then something must change. Like you can't, Einstein said this, I think, you can't solve a problem on the same level of existence that created the problem. Or else because the vibratory states are the same. The wavelengths are the same. So people on similar wavelengths attract each other. That's why there's the saying, show me 5 of your friends and I'll tell you your future. You are who you attract. All your friends are friends because y'all are on different vibratory states. That's why when one friend maybe takes off or gets up or blows up or gets popular or famous, then the other friend is like, damn, you changed up on me. No, you just don't like his new vibratory state, cuz. And you might be jealous or envious, or maybe he did switch for the negative. There's, people do change in different ways, positive, negative. But that's because the vibratory state don't align no more. That's the change. You dig what I'm saying? So then he gonna find new friend groups that's on his vibratory state. And that's a whole nother level of opportunity now. So it all starts with that. It's not the most metaphysical shit in the world, right? Like all that shit has physical properties. They just haven't been explained to you. I'm just gonna break it down and explain it to you, right? Now, there are some stuff that is even harder to explain, all right? Like aura, your bioenergy, and your interaction. We could get to that on another day. I'm talking about the aura. You feel me? Intro song on my podcast, Aura. I got the song. So we could talk about that. But in terms of this, it's not the mumbo jumbo that people present it to be. You do literally attract your circumstances from a quantum physics perspective in a process that is very similar, if not the same thing, as quantum entanglement. Right? And that's how you manifest things in your life. And you have to make sure that you manifest things that are opportunities driven and beneficial and a benevolent outcome in order to maximize what you can do in this world. And if not, you just gonna be stuck, huh? And that's rule number 1. I'm out.